And now we're going to cross to the Prime Minister in Whakatāne.
Kanu te mihi kia koutou koutoa, no mahara mai ki te whare o Kaunihira, karakia, timatanga. Mā te mahano te kaho o te rangi me te waireo nā tūpuna tātou e manaaki tātou I te aki ina wakatoa. Ka tohu au ki te tōnuku, ka tohu au ki te toarangi, I tupu ihu ko nā pū, nā weu, nā more, nā pūkenga, nā wananga, nā tauira. Tēnei te roa te rapa no te takitaki te ahuru no nā rangi tūhāhā. Whakai ki arite, uhi, wero, haere mai te Māori, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e.
Thank you, Mark. Good afternoon. I'm Clinton O'Dear, the Group Controller for the Bay Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group, leading this response here in Whakatāne. I'd like to stress that the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group continues to be focused on providing welfare support to the victims, survivors and families for those impacted in this event. And we support the agencies that are operating on the ground in their efforts responding to this event. We are very grateful to the many people and agencies in the iwi, Ngāti Awa iwi, from near and far that have come together to assist us in this operation. We are honoured today to be joined by the Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. We also have with us Commissioner Mike Bush from New Zealand Police and Colonel Ryan McKenzie from New Zealand Defence Forces. I will briefly hand over to Mayor Judy Turner, Mayor of Whakatāne District Council, and then we will go through to Colonel Ryan, and then we'll go on to Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, and we'll take questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Clinton. Good afternoon. I just want to take this moment to acknowledge the depth of feeling that has been present here in the Whakatāne district today, and indeed across our seas and our lands afar. And I again recognise the respect that has been shown to those who have lost and the care that has been taken in these processes by all of those involved. I've been with the whānau and families directly impacted this afternoon, and I share in their grief and sorrow, as our community also joins me in that. We are offering our aroha, our embrace, and strength to everybody here at this time. I'd like to now hand over to our Defence spokesperson. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I've been asked to provide some explanation and some input to 4 pictures that were released into the public arena this afternoon. They were photos taken in the early stages of our operation this morning at around 8 a.m. The photographs were taken from a Navy Sea Sprite helicopter that was supporting the initial stages of our landing on the island. The first picture, and I'll just hold it up so that you're aware of the one I'm referring to that's currently in the public arena, is a picture of the police launch Deodar. It is anchored off the jetty on the island, and at that point in time, what the vessel is doing is it's providing communications support and safety support to those people that are deployed on the island. Which you will be able to faintly see in that photo, where my finger is here up high, is in yellow, is imagery of our people that are on board the island. They're wearing what is a yellow protective garment. The second photo that I will show you is this photo. It's in the public arena already. What that is an imagery of is 2 of our 6 personnel that landed on the island. They operated in 3 2-person teams. And what that image shows is them moving on the island. What it doesn't show, there's several things that I might explain to you, is the heat stress that those individuals are under, even at 8 a.m. in the morning. They are effectively wearing their military undergarments. On top of that, they're wearing a Nomex-like material that has seal around it and sealed cuffs and sealed at the ankles. And then on top of that item of clothing, they are wearing what you could akin to a light raincoat type material that is providing the outer layer of protection. Easily ripped, easily damaged, hence why they have an inside layer as well. They are operating with with a rebreathing apparatus, and the oxygen and the air inside that apparatus begins to heat up as they continue to breathe. Those breath cycles can reach temperatures upwards of 30 degrees Celsius. In and of itself, that's just wearing the suit. That's without moving in the suit. You'll appreciate these soldiers were then in the process of having to move about the island, up and down and over the terrain, and then also they had the task of handling the victims on the island that had a physical exertion element to it. What that did require for our team at one point was to recover back to the jetty for effectively a rehydration stop so that they could continue to operate at full capacity. I would finally add on my brief to you this afternoon is that I still have not had the opportunity to debrief the team. There's no update from my earlier brief to you. They remain on HMNZS Wellington and will be landed ashore sometime this evening. Thank you.
Kia ora koutou. I'll be brief. I want to start by acknowledging the families who have experienced such grief and such loss since the extraordinary tragedy on Monday, and that today was all about reuniting them with their loved ones. We've just come from the airport where many of them were gathered, and in amongst what you can imagine is an enormous amount of grief and sorrow, I do want to acknowledge Ngāti Awa, who provided a process that, of course, is unique to Aotearoa, unique to Ngāti Awa, and many families commented to me on how important and special that was to them, so I acknowledge them. We know that reunification won't ease that sense of loss or grief, because I don't think anything can. But we felt an enormous duty of care as New Zealanders to make sure that we brought their family members back. Of course, there is a process now that needs to take place over the coming period of time. And for that, of course, we leave that in the hands of the coroner to do their job. But what remains left for me to say is an enormous thank you to all of those who are involved in the recovery operation today. I had the opportunity, even though the Colonel hasn't been able to yet, to visit the HMNZS Otago. And on that ship were medics, members of the New Zealand Police, St John's, scientists for GNS, and of course our Defence Force, all of whom played an integral role in the operation that occurred today. I can tell you from my conversation with them that they were humble people, they were true professionals, and that they carried out their role with dignity and respect for those who have been lost. I hope the time comes when we can all pay tribute to what they did today, because although the best science, best information available was used to try and make sure that we looked after them, there was, of course, a huge amount of courage still required to do what they did today. So my job was simply on behalf of New Zealand was to say thank you.
And that was Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern there thanking those involved in today's recovery.